justification for the present existence than its expansion into the future. And life is nothing but an expansion of love. And we at Women Influencers Group believe in this theory completely. I welcome you all to today's show, and we are going to the land of sun, sea, beaches, warmth, love and opportunities. Yes, I'm talking about Australia. Sonia Sadiq Gandhi is a woman entrepreneur based in Sydney, Australia, who migrated to this land of opportunities some 23 years back. And since then, there has been no looking back. She is a result-driven event director with over a decade of experience. She is the founder and CEO of a multi-award-winning marketing and event management company, Gandhi Creations Pty Ltd. She has executed over 500 events throughout her career. Her work directly promotes a more diverse Australia by engaging with diverse communities. Sonia is currently board member of Multicultural NSW, a Paul Harris Fellow, Rotary International, and Australian Day Ambassador 2018-2019, and ICC T20 World Cup 2020 champion. Hello Sonia, I'm so happy to meet you here today. I remember the last time I had met you in Australia when I had visited your beautiful country. I knew instantly that you are a special girl and you are going to be really famous. How are you?
Hello everyone, and it's a real honour to be featured and asked by Sadaf Rizvi to say a few words across the Women Influencers Talk Show. I must commend the show, and in particular your energy and enthusiasm, Sadaf, on bringing women entrepreneurial spirit and leadership, but most importantly the camaraderie that goes along supporting women businesses globally. So it is a privilege to share this positive energy and my journey as very proud Australian Indian with all of you global viewers out there at the Women Influencers Talk Show.
Thank you so much, and wow, what a welcome. Sonia, you had moved to Australia some 2 decades ago, and you have had your share of adjustments and challenges in your life. Please share it with our viewers too.
That's a really good question, Sadaf. Honestly, it makes me go back to these fond but also scary memories because I came to Australia 23 years ago, of course, as an international student, and I was also the youngest entrepreneur at that time who owned an Indian shop, an Indian, dal chawal shop, a chana shop. So when I came here, it was very hard in making new friends. All the challenges that you face as someone who is just started in a new country. But my biggest advice to people who move and migrate, not necessarily for a better life, but for various reasons as people do migrate, is to ensure that you take a piece of your roots and your beautiful culture with you wherever you go.
That's wonderful, Sonia. And as Meera Nair quotes, it is because my roots are strong that I can fly. So tell us about your childhood. How were you raised as a girl child in this patriarchal setup of society?
These are all interesting questions you ask, Sadaf, and take me down this fabulous memory lane. Girl child, it is such a beautiful word, isn't it? It is a true blessing, and I was blessed, I must say. As a girl child, I have a sister, so we were 2 girls in the family, very loved. I come from a very progressive family, but I do have extended family that was quite conservative. So it was always a constant battle around understanding the norms and the structures of family that we live in, but most importantly, how do we abide to that at home? So growing up being a girl child was a true blessing, as it should be. It truly is, a privilege to be able to stand where I do today and talk about this topic.
Very inspiring. A girl is a miracle that never ceases to be miraculous. You had gone to Australia when you were very young and studied your way through doing MCom and then later becoming a successful entrepreneur. Share us about your journey.
In my personal journey, when I came to Australia, I very soon tried and understood the Indigenous culture. Very soon understood what the Anzac Day meant to the veterans. Very soon understood the dynamics of how the cultural nuances work with Australia and other cultures. You'd be very surprised to know that 1 in 3 people, just where we are right now in Sydney, speak another language. 1 in 2 people that you meet are from another country or have a parent who's born overseas. So Australia is a hugely diverse and multicultural country, and Gandhi Creations, which is my business, through tapping into that fabulous diversity and inclusion with corporates, government, and of course our communities, adds a lot of value to the industry in supporting and growing major communities, but also building sustainable communities through our event platforms.
Awesome. Sonia, you often visit India for various professional and personal reasons. What are the future plans of Gandhi Creation in establishing relationship between India and Australia?
I would go back to India in a heartbeat. Of course, that can't happen right now. But we do a lot of work with India, particularly 2 platforms are worth mentioning for our audiences. One of them is the India-Australia Business and Community Awards, which is the largest platform that connects the Australia-India relationship and contributes to its development by sharing success stories of the Indian diaspora that resides here. There's nearly 1 million people of Indian heritage that live in Australia, mind you. The other one worth mentioning is when Prime Minister Modi spoke about one of our platforms with our former Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull, Confluence, Festival of India in Australia. That is Australia's largest Indian festival that we have been blessed to be able to produce and execute for the past 5 years.
That's incredible, Sonia, and I'm so happy that today we have this common platform to discuss how through public and personal engagements we can touch upon lives of so many people irrespective of any bias and boundary. My next question to you is, how did you face challenges in a far-off land like Australia, and most importantly in a male-dominating society?
Me personally, have I faced challenges as a female? No, I don't think so. But if you are good at what you do, and if you are authentic, knowledgeable and creative, I do believe you will have a seat at the table. And ever so often, gender doesn't necessarily come into play. And we're so blessed with the social setup in Australia that women do have the opportunity, and women do have a voice to say what they need to say and how they articulate themselves.
That's wonderful, Sonia. I also believe that in today's time and age, nobody believes in gender bias, and rather they look upon skills and education as your qualification. What are the opportunities available for people who want to migrate to Australia in the present times? What advice would you give?
Great question. Any tips for people wanting to migrate to Australia? So many. Come to Australia. We love more people. In fact, we love Indian migrants, and I'll tell you why. This is not a myth, it's a fact. So Australia over the past 4 years has taken the largest amount of Indian migrants. And my advice to people who are moving here is to be resilient, of course, bring that fabulous piece of amazing Indian culture with you and share that around, but also understand the Australian culture and learn the Australian ways.
Thank you, Sonia, for these incredible tips and advices, and I'm sure they are very, very useful to all the viewers who are watching this show. Thank you so much for coming on our show, but before you go, what are your thoughts about our Women Influencers group?
In closing, I would love to commend the Women Influencers Talk Show, because it's important in this day and age of digital media to consistently keep the momentum going with women entrepreneurs, but most importantly, share their amazing rich stories, share their fabulous journeys, but most importantly, talk about their challenges. I think it's very important that we all do that. I also touched upon it earlier. I think shows like Women Influencers Talk Show create more and more male champions, and we need male champions. I have an incredible husband and a fabulous 4-year-old boy, and these are my 2 male champions, and I've got so many male champion colleagues at work. I think it's very important to continue to share a story of a male champion as well on the Women Influencers Talk Show, to mix it up a bit. But I commend you, Sadaf Rizvi, and the entire team of Women Influencers Talk Show that is able to bring this all together. इतनी ज़बरदस्त तरीके से आपने ये शो बनाया है, and I hope कि मैंने viewers की लाइफ में थोड़ी सी वैल्यू ऐड की है और उनको हेल्प किया है, और आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद कि आपने मेरे साथ इतना टाइम गुजारा. नमस्ते, सलाम and good day.
Zabardast तो आप हैं. Sonia, I can't tell you, I'm so happy and proud that we came up with this show and I was able to do my bit and give something positive to the society. Thank you so much for coming on our show and chatting with us. It was very inspiring and incredible. See you soon in Australia, a country which I love and adore. Beautiful people out there, I'm so thankful that you have joined us today, and I'm sure we would have touched something in your lives that you will remember forever. Till we meet next time again, I would request you to subscribe to our channel, like, share and also comment. Take care, stay safe, bye bye.